Hello, assalamu alaikum guys. Today we'll be learning physical quantities in physics. Okay, it's like physics. I think you know, but maybe nobody knows. That's why. Okay. So, what are physical quantities? What is okay? Let's see the definition. All those quantities which are measurable are known as physical quantities. What means that quantity that we can measure? Like we can measure mass, so it's a physical quantity. Mass, time, we can measure time, we can measure temperature, we can measure like uh, we can measure many things. Okay. Okay, so these all are you know what, okay, we can measure length, you can say. Okay, all those quantities which we can measure are not physical quantities. Like, okay, not like if I take emotion, so we cannot means we cannot measure the emotion, how emotional we are, how much anger do you have. Okay, we cannot measure these things, so they are not physical quantities. So we have taken the examples of mass, time, and etc. Okay, so these are divided into two: fundamental quantities and supplementary quantity, or you can also say drive. Okay, fundamental units, drive units, and the supplementary units. Three types. Okay, so let's discuss fundamental quantities and drive quantities today. So what are uh, fundamental? How many fundamental quantities we have? Okay, so we have total 7 fundamental quantities. It's very simple. I'm not going to write. If you have, I'm just saying the names. Okay, if you want to write, so take a paper and pen with you and start writing. Okay. Okay, you have taken the pen. I know. So right, number one, we have length. Its unit is meter. Second, mass. Its unit is kilogram. Third, time. Its unit is second. Fourth, electric current. Its unit is ampere. Fifth, temperature. Its unit is Kelvin. Amount of substance. Six. Its unit is mole. Intensity, number seven. Intensity of light. Its unit is candela. Okay, I hope you have written all these quantities. I'm not having space, but that's why I'm not writing, but you can write if you want. Okay, total 7 quantities. I've taken the name. These are fundamental quantities. So, what are fundamental units? So, write on your paper all those quantities of all those quantities. Sorry, all the units of sorry. Okay, let's start. All the units of fundamental quantities are known as fundamental units. Simple. All the units of fundamental quantity are known as fundamental units. Okay, how many means fundamental units we have? These are also 7, because all we are taking are fundamental quantities as a unit. So fundamental quantities are 7. So that's how fundamental units are also 7. I've taken the name like meter, kilogram, second, ampere, Kelvin, candela, mole. Okay, so let's change the page. Okay, what are derived quantities? Those quantities which are made from fundamental quantities. So fundamental quantities are means by itself, a king like something. Okay, you can say, or independent. Those units which are independent of any other units were fundamental quantity. This is also definition you can write if you want. Okay, like, so derived quantities, you can say the multiple of fundamental quantities are known as derived quantities. You can write, but I'll suggest write this definition because it's easy. Those quantities which are made from fundamental quantities are known as derived quantities. Okay, like if I talk about speed, so what's, for example, take just its unit. Okay, so meter and second, these are two separate fundamental quantities. Like water meter is its length, you can say. So I'm just taking s because in formula we have s. Okay, upon t, so it's a formula of speed. So what is this? how much means we travel in 1 second. It's just speed. So means this drive quantity, this unit of speed or quantity of speed is now made from fundamental quantities. We cannot make drive quantities without the help of fundamental quantities. So number two is drive units. It's very same as those quantities which are made up from the derived quantities are called drive units. Those quantities, okay, those quantities which are made from the derived quantities, like just remember, you can also say the units of derived quantities are known as drive units. Write this definition. Okay, okay, what's the unit of, like, speed I've taken meter per second, acceleration meter per second square, kg meter per second square is equal to, it's like it's a unit of force, 1 Newton. Okay, so it was simple, I know. Okay, it's a bonus point for you guys. Okay, so tensor quantity, these are not any means important for you, but you can write if you want. So these quantities will be having magnitude and direction, but these are not but these are scalar. These are not vector quantities. We have studied both the vector quantities. Those quantities which are having magnitude plus direction, these are vector quantity, and what are scalar, just they have magnitude. But the tensor quantity are those quantities which have magnitude and direction, but else these are scalar. Like example I've taken, pressure m upon v, mass per unit velocity, volume. Okay, so uh, these both are vector quantities, but it's making like pressure, it's a scalar quantity. Okay, scalar. So that's how. Okay, in the next video we'll be like learning supplementary units. Okay, uh, uh, inshallah we'll be learning. तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़.